You know that Gunsmith Workbench? The one that you really want to upgrade so that you can make all those cool guns like the Aphelion, the Jupiter, and the Equalizer? You need a lot of items for those, but guess what, my friends? I made a bunch of videos on all these items and where you can find them, and I've decided to compile them into one video that I just released in Speranza, and I'm secretly giving it to you right now. So if you're looking for mechanical components, Sentinel firing cores, rusted gear, or rusted tools for your Gunsmith Workbench upgrades, here you go, my friends. Enjoy.
If you're looking for mechanical components or advanced mechanical components in general, or for the Gunsmith Workbench upgrades, sure, you could use the refiner, but what if you're an Arc Raiders noob that doesn't have the workstations yet, or you have them upgraded to the max, huh? Here are 4 places where you can farm mechanical components from the safest spots to the riskiest, and honestly, we're gonna keep it simple by focusing on cars. First stop, my friends, is Collapsed Highway. This is a nice, serene area to peruse the aisles of dilapidated cars and buses. Take a picnic while you're at it. Enjoy the sounds of nature far from Ark, rats, and other raiders. Plenty of hoods and backs of buses to breach, easy mechanical components to farm, and the cherry on top of this mechanical components wet dream, an extraction point right next door. Hit the like, my friends, if you found some mechanical components in this spot. Next stop is where one might expect to find lots of cars. That's right, my friends, a parking garage, of course. And there is no better spot than the one in Buried City. Multiple levels to check, lots of cars, well covered and not out in the open. And honestly, Arc is usually pretty minimal here, but you know, always watch your 6 while you pop every hood and stuff that backpack full without overburdening yourself. But how'd it go for you? Leave a comment and let me know how many mechanical components you might have found. The third stop, well, let's spice it up a bit. We're headed back to the checkpoint in Damn Battlegrounds. Now look, I got my ass beat in this area over and over because, well, Ark loves this area like rats love goop. So best to walk quietly and breach as quickly as possible. I mean, I definitely not recommend taking a nap in this area unless you're looking to take the long nap, if you know what I mean. But BTW, if you have the armored key car on hand, this is where you'll find the one that you can unlock. I mean, it's not related to mechanical components, but just an extra Arc Raiders tip for you, so you can grab yourself some more loot in another cache. The final spot, warning my friends, this place will haunt your nightmares, but it will stuff your backpack full of mechanical components if you're brave enough to brave it. Makes no sense, but just stick with me. I'm talking about the Blue Gate tunnels. Now personally, I like to access this area from the warehouse complex. There's a zip line that takes you all the way underground. There are so many cars and breachables to go through, but beware, it's easy to get lost, so track your map and time carefully. It's also scary as hell. You never know when Ark might be waiting just around the corner, or you might run into a rat or another raider unexpectedly. I mean, good thing I had Depends on for this run. And if you don't know what Depends are, yes, those are adult diapers, and yes, that means I might have pooped my pants one too many times because I was literally that scared. Oh God, I hope Celeste is stocked back up on them because I'm gonna need some more really soon. But enough about me and more about you, my friends. There you have it, 4 locations where you can find mechanical components. But what do you Arc Raider experts recommend? Leave a comment with a tip or location that will help other raiders out. I wasted 4 hours looking for rusted gears, my friends. 4 hours, no rusted gears. You're welcome, because now you don't have to waste the time. You're gonna need rusted gears to upgrade the Gunsmith Workbench to level 3, and that's the one that unlocks the legendary guns like the Aphelion, the Jupiter, and the Equalizer. I mean, we're talking the big, badass guns. Now, if you Google where to find rusted gears, wrong. Sent me to the wrong industrial areas. I roamed those spots for hours, came home with nothing. Honestly, I came home with so much less goop. I figured it out the hard way, but you get the shortcut, so let's go. The first stop, Scrapyard in Damn Battlegrounds. This place fills up fast, so hit it early, pop some adrenaline shots, and run like a bat out of hell. Now, what are you looking for? Cars with breachable hoods and breachable containers. Those are your bread and butter. Now, I found one under the hood of a blue car, just sitting there like a little rusty treasure. Were you as lucky though? Did you find one in the scrapyard? Drop a like if you did, because, well, honestly, I need to know that I'm not the only one out here losing my mind over rusted gears. Now, finding that rusted gear in the blue car gave me a theory. Screw the experts, screw Googling where to look for rusted gears. I'm gonna only look at cars now. So the second spot we're gonna head to is the Collapsed Highway in Blue Gate. It's the southwest corner of the map. Tons of cars, tons of buses. The back part of the bus is where you want to breach. There's a ton of chances. Now, is finding a rusted gear guaranteed? Absolutely not. That would be too easy. What would the fun be in that? Oh, and Google's best spot, quote unquote, for rusted gears, the hydroponic domes. I went over and over, and no, lies. It's all a pack of lies. Just skip the domes. Don't waste your time. You're welcome. But if you're still in Bluegate, good. Hit up the checkpoint next. Look, it's a bit riskier, but there's lots of cars. There's lots of potential. Of course, though, it's really, really spicy. Arc Raiders love this area like flies on shit. Be sneaky, breach those hoods fast and quietly, and then bounce. Don't be a hero, don't get greedy. I mean, could it be a gold mine because of all the cars? Sure, but you can also absolutely get cooked trying, right? I mean, well, at least I did, but I'm just Mr. Dubz, an average gaming dad who honestly fails so that you don't have to. Just my experience, but I'm sure that you're gonna do much better. The next spot we're gonna move to, this one's fun. It's Buried City, and you're gonna head to the parking garage. Again, another spot that a expert said don't go to Buried City, waste of time for rusted gears. Well, not the case. There are so many cars at the parking garage. Check every single level, be patient, be vigilant, be tenacious, and I'll be honest, I went through almost every single car on every single floor, and it was nothing after nothing after nothing. And then, of course, the very last one. The most exposed, out in the open car on the top floor. Voila, a rusted gear. Winning! And speaking of winning, let's just add one more to the list. But we're gonna break the car rule this time, and we're gonna head back to Dam Battlegrounds because there's actually one industrial area that actually paid off. And we're gonna go to the east side of the primary facility. Look for the loading dock area. It kind of looks like it's underground, almost between the control towers and the primary facility, but you're looking for the Supra Costa containers, those drawers. Hopefully they haven't been ransacked already. But you can also check out the square metal breachables. Here's a little bonus. This area also seemed to be stacked with motors. So when I got there, I found 2 motors and a rusted gear in a single run. Now, if that's not Dubz for the win, what is? So there you have it, my friends. 5 different spots. Where did you find rusted gears? Drop your favorite spot, tips, and locations in the comments. If this helped save you even 20 minutes, will you smash that like button for me? You're probably really interested in upgrading your Gunsmith Workbench to level 3. Most importantly and most difficultly, you need 4, not 1, but 4 Sentinel firing cores. Now, the game does not make it easy to find them. If you're new, you don't know where to look, but finally, after lots of research, this noob dad gamer finally figured out the 2 places that you can get them, and I spent a lot of time chasing them so that you don't have to. And here they are, starting off with the easier option, which are courier husks.
These are what you want to look for to get a Sentinel firing core. Oval-shaped, kind of UFO-looking thing. You can sometimes see it because it's smoking. So when you find these, you want to breach them as quickly as possible because they're out in the open. But you're not guaranteed to get a Sentinel firing core in a courier husk, but they do have them sometimes, so let the search continue. The spaceport still, and look, courier husk shows up on the map.
Let's go to that arc courier.
Hopefully we're going to get a Sentinel firing core from that. So there you go. They show up on the maps, which is nice. I actually did not notice that until now. But that should make finding them easier. Let's hope we get lucky, unlike the last spaceport run. Come on, be my lucky day. And no, the search continues. Maybe this one, 3rd time's a charm. Bequeath thee a Sentinel firing core, but I feel good about this one. And once again, no. So the search continues. Smoke in the distance. Could this be survey? Aha, yes, let's go. It's another courier husk. Yes, let's go, finally. A Sentinel firing core, we did it. All right, friends, there you go. So that's a great spot.
So as you can see, courier husks can work, but it's definitely a grind and a bit of a coin flip. So if you want more of a reliable shot, no pun intended, Sentinel turrets are your other option, but fair warning, they shoot back. And by the way, if this is already helping, drop a comment below. Let me and others know how you've gone about finding courier husks and Sentinel firing cores, because honestly, my friends, I'm pretty sure I took the longest and hardest routes possible. And now, moving on to Sentinel turrets, our first stop is Dam Battlegrounds.
We are here on Dam Battlegrounds trying to find a Sentinel turret because we want to get that Sentinel firing core. So we're going to head to the Research and Administration building. There's a staircase right around this area. A turret will show up. Oftentimes, not always though, don't quote me. I've also run into them in this area, the floodgates area, as well as around the breach. So we're going to make our way to the breach area and just kind of follow the whole floodgate wall down to the R and A building. Here we are at the infamous blue stairway outside R and A building, research and administration building. But this is where you want to come to, all right? It's not here right now, but we'll try again. I know that will be successful at some point.
Next stop in our search is Spaceport.
I'm going to head to the departure building. There is one that spawns right here in this area.
Let's move to that
all right, friends, we are in the departure building. You can see the light, that scanning light. That is our turret. Now, will I get lucky and will this be a Sentinel this time? Will this be the one, my friends? Will this be the one? Come on, come on, come on, come on. And no, once again, no. Very frustrating. Found another turret, but not the Sentinel.
Last but not least, we're going to check out Blue Gate because rumor has it a Sentinel turret likes to spawn sometimes at Pilgrim's Peak. So we're going to make our way quickly over there. And what we're looking for is the tall tower right there. You can't miss it. And supposedly it's up on the second floor. Is it the second floor? I'm not quite sure what you call it, but this landing right here, and if we're lucky, oh, would you look at that. Finally, my friends, the patience has paid off. But as you'll see in this clip, one thing to keep aware of when chasing Sentinel turrets is they take a lot of ammo. Just something to keep in mind when hunting down these Sentinel firing cores. But there we have it, my friends. Finally, we found that Sentinel turret and that Sentinel firing core. Success is ours. Dubs for the win. Let's go. Again, Pilgrim's Peak on Blue Gate. Looks like it's a great spot for those to spawn. So there you have it, my friends. 2 ways to find Sentinel firing cores in Arc Raiders. But like I said at the top of the video, I'm not an expert. I'm not the end-all be-all. So if you've got some knowledge and some insight that you can offer to other raiders, leave that knowledge in the comments. Drop a hint or a tip about where people can find more Sentinel turrets or Courier Husks. And in the meantime, if you literally have no idea where to even start with Arc Raiders, check out this website that I'm showing right here. It's called Arc Raiders Database, ardb.tools. I'll drop the link in the descriptions. It's literally an end-all be-all that you could want for Arc Raiders. I used it a lot for this video, and I use it a lot in general. It's really, really helpful. I can't recommend it enough. And no, I'm not sponsored by them. I just think it's a cool website. Holy rusty metal, Batman. So many rusted tools, your pants will fall down. That's right, my friends. That is today's actual goal for this video. We're farming rusted tools so that you can finally upgrade your Gunsmith Workbench and start cranking out those sweet arc-destroying, butt-kicking guns like the Aphelion, Jupiter, and Equalizer in no time flat. Our journey starts at the west side of Spaceport, specifically the west container area, and I say journey intentionally because, well, what happened here set the tone for literally everything that comes after. These Super Costa container drawers are pure gold, my friends. I'm not saying you're gonna hit the jackpot every spawn and every time, but, well, it kind of worked out for me. I mean, I don't want to brag, but then I got greedy, over-encumbered, waddling around like a dad bod at a buffet, and my pants were figuratively falling down, and then I was literally dying. Free life lesson from your friend, Mr. Dubz here. If you find what you're looking for, get out immediately. Don't be me. So as a man of honor who just got humiliated by his own greed, I'm gonna push on towards damn battlegrounds, specifically the scrapyard, to redeem myself. Word on the street, specifically from a guy named Bob, was that rusted tools are a hot commodity at the scrapyard. Just like my mustache rides are a hot commodity in Speranza, if you know what I mean. Nope, that never, ever happens. But moving on. Back to the scrapyard, I guess it's more like crapyard, because I guess Bob lied to me again. Gosh, I found enough shame to fill my backpack, but not many tools. That's fine, that's fine. Bob and I are going to have some conversations later, though. But let's not get deterred, my friends. We will find success, because not far from the scrapyards is the primary facility loading dock. Now, this place looks like Tetanus came here to retire. I mean, rust everywhere, industrial clutter, the exact vibe I needed after Bob's betrayal. But, well, damn it, heads up. Someone's already been here and through all this stuff, but... oh, they didn't find everything, did they? Because you got to always search every drawer, my friends. Every drawer. I mean, if Celeste could get a load of the tool I'm packing now, if you know what I mean. I mean rusted tools. I found some rusted tools. All right, get your head out of the gutter, my friends. Before we keep moving on, hit that like if this is already paying off for you. And drop a comment with your favorite rusted tools spot, because I genuinely want to know if I missed anything good. But you know what? I'm officially done with damn battlegrounds. Now we're going to head to Blue Gate, and the checkpoint is our first stop.
Now look, I'll be honest, I put on an extra pair of oops, I crapped my pants underwear before coming here, but these small buildings deliver. Breachables, red lockers, I mean, they do me good every time. And just near the tunnel entrance, there are a couple of spots I like to hit on the way through. Shazam! Watch out, Uncle Sam, we are rolling in the rust right now. And speaking of now, the tunnels. I don't want to go in there, but I'm going to because I do things the hard way for you, my friends, and also because the loot is genuinely worth the anxiety. Yeah, it feels sketchy in here, and that's exactly how you know the loot's gonna be good. So hit the breachables fast, stay stealthy, watch your six while also keeping your head on a swivel because Arcs love this area like rats love goop. So get what you need and get the fluff out, my friends. And good news, you can find lots of mechanical components in here as well. So stock up, kids. And even better news, there's a zip line that launches you right up into the warehouse area where there are more breachables and super coaster containers and a clean extract right nearby. So guess what? You're not trapped. You're just temporarily in a scary place with good loot. It's totally fine. I only cried a little bit, or maybe a lot. There you have it, my friends. I hope this compilation helped you find what you needed for your Gunsmith Workbench upgrades. But look, I'm not an expert, so leave a comment with any other Arc Raiders tips and tricks or locations if you have them. And be sure to hit that like if this video is helpful and maybe save you some time. And I hope that you'll consider subscribing for more content like this. Until the next time, watch this video next if you're trying to break into the Raiders Refuge bunker on Blue Gate, but can't seem to find all the buttons.